Alright, I'm back. Let's continue our adventures in Eorzea, shall we? To make it the most cheesy infomercial sounding comeback ever. Well, I could always just do this. But, that's kind of played out. Both really. The cheesy, let's continue our adventures in Eorzea, and that sound effect that I played to death at this point. They give me too many opportunities. It's too easy, But anyway, yeah. Let me open this up real quick. Oh my god, excuse me. Holy shit. Obviously I took a lunch break. Well, a lunch, a snack, whatever. So yeah, that's why I was going for like 20 minutes. Damn, it's more like 25. Took a lengthy one, this one. But whatever. I could just start it up without a hitch. Oh yeah. And then close the window. And get back to the good shit. Alright folks, let's continue. We're needed in Gridania now, right? My controller battery life. It's a little monka shake. I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine though. We'll be fine. Oh wait. Whoa! Oh my god. I hate it when auto run fails to activate. Lieutenant Starcrest, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seeds here, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial, skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nofika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the Lotus Thing, as always. Still, I like the sound of this. It already sounds a lot more promising and less insane than what we did in with Leviathan and Limsa. She wants me to be diplomatic. I know I did say I don't do diplomacy after what happened, or rather, after what happened with Leviathan. Now, I think I'm a little bit more open-minded. Why not? That was a little crazy. The other Scions have already arrived, sir. May I show you in? Please. Hey, Thancred, you gonna mac on Kane Senna too? Just like you did with, Lamin, or no? I see the Sylphs have sent their own representative. There can be no doubt then. Where? Oh, I see him over there. It is said that once Ramu passes judgment, his wrath is implacable. Excuse me. It would be best to conclude this discussion ere Gridania and its people are placed upon his scales. Whatever the Elder Seeds here is planning, I want you to know that I'll be right there by your side. And I'm sure Y'shtola won't be far behind, even if she does think everything's mankind's fault. Well, is she wrong? I am most curious to hear how the Elder Seeds here means to treat with Lord Ramu. And don't mistake her intentions, it's like, she's only saying it so we can learn from our own mistakes and be better. So that we can stop being the cause of all the world's problems. To try and ignore that, just to be like, oh, she's just, she's the human hater. It's like, that's just taking the easy way out and shirking responsibility. I think Y'shtola's pretty wise to see things this way. And I like her more for it. Oh, hello, Walking One. It is good to see a friend of Elder One. Oh yeah, that's right. Wonder why they didn't send him.
Scions
Oh,
of
shit.
the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelves Wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelves Wood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples.
I'll do my best. As always.
You have my thanks.
My stoic nods.
Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelves Wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands Vaorzia shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Anything for you, my lady. Continuing the little joke trope I made about simping for Kane. I do actually think she's pretty attractive, so all jokes share some partial truth, don't they? It's scary to think about sometimes, so when you hear some of the jokes some people crack, you're just like, Didn't we see her? Or is that dress style catching on? This player here, I saw somebody dressed just like that in Limsa or something earlier, didn't I? That same exact outfit. Was it her? So I was like, is that a new trend? Or maybe an old one I just never knew about because I don't really keep up with fashion? Obviously. Look at me. Lieutenant Starcrest? I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the Primal Ramu himself, an unenviable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. Yeah, I think I'll be alright. It sounds like he's a little bit more, well, as Milady Kane said, amenable to reason than Leviathan. I have been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location where the Lord of Levin might be found. Excuse me, I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Okay. Leaving an impression. Leaving an impression. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. And you weren't wrong. This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching, and have wisely identified the precise location where the Touched Ones summoned Lord Ramu. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good man to his fellow scions? It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please come with this one. Okay. Well, into the incredibly dangerous woods we go. I'll be ready for anything. So let's do it. Just fly over all the danger. Alright, Maxio, I caught up. What's up? Wise ones have ventured deep within the Sylphlands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for Touched Ones. Okay. Ichi! This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close to Lord Ramu, and this one may turn mean and nasty like Touched Ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find Wise Ones not far from here to the south. Go in safety, Walking One. Fair enough. Take it easy and stay safe on the way back, buddy. I'll take it from here. Hail, friends! So, Thancred is Thancred, Papalimo's Papalimo, Istola is Istola, and you are you, right? Well, that's easy enough to remember. This one's name is Ida, in case Walking One was wondering. Joke! I'm joking! Like, seriously, what the fuck was that about? Were you trying to pretend you were enthralled or something? Ah, there you are. It is you, isn't it? Why is everybody asking this? Did I miss something? Don't ask. Suffice it to say that we had something of a situation here. It's like she heard me saying that just now. She's like, listen, just don't even bother asking. So it's actually you. I am relieved. For a moment I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. Oh, I see. No wonder I'm so confused. What the fuck are they talking about right now? I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Istola's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Papalimo. Did your ego suffer a blow there, Istola? My apologies. It's not like me to ramble so. I wonder what the look on her face was when she thought I showed up. At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I have reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramu was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's Aetheryte. Come, Leon. The Lord of Levin awaits. Okay. Again, auto-run failed me. I think we're here. Doesn't he look familiar? There's probably more than one that wears a mask like that, but... Oh shit.
Dainora betrays thee, servant of hiding.
Good thing I brought sunglasses. I would have gone blind.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
I would argue that we're, products of our environment, but nature via nurture, not just nature by itself, or
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee.
That's gotta count for something, right?
Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
That's stock sound effect.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Yeah, sure, you're welcome to watch. Just, you know, it's up to you to take care and make sure you're far away enough not to get hit by a stray bolt of lightning from that guy. You never know. For those who might not have heard what I said, nothing new, I've said it on previous streams. He said something about the darkness being a part of our very nature, which it is, there's no arguing that. But also implying that it's, like, inevitable for us to constantly, bring about, like, you know, as he said, strife and struggle or whatever. And I was like, I just basically said, well, I would argue that it's actually just, we're just products of our environment, really. We're molded into doing the things that we do, those of us who do good and those of us who do evil, as they say. It's nature via nurture, not really one or the other. But again, that's something I've already said before in previous streams. So I won't belabor the point, but that would have been my only response to him. But again, that just leads down a long discussion he wasn't really interested in. Instead, he was more intrigued in that crystal I was holding in my pocket, and decided he wants to test me instead, through mortal combat. Dun, 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 dun. The fucking music. Alright, anyway. After forging deep into the Sylphlands, you meet with the intimidating guardian deity of the Sylphs, the primal Ramun. But before he will consider your proposal of peace, the Lord of Levin first demands proof that you possess the strength required to repel the Empire from the Twelvewood. The thunderous entity then vanishes in a blinding flash, leaving the words of his challenge yet echoing in your ears. I'll say, that voice was deep and loud. Enter the Primal's domain and prepare to be measured on the scales of battle. Bring it on. I guess I better leave an impression. A damn good one, too. That was kind of random that Urianger just showed up, too. He wanted to watch and see remove it with his own eyes. Alright then. If we're scrapping, then we're scrapping. Let's do this. Thou art brave, bringer of light, yet bravery alone shall not convince me of thy worth. So be it. Prove thy words are more than empty banter. I'm terrified. I'm shocked out of it. One advantage doing this alone. I pronounce thy sentence. By the radiance of LD be judged! BD judged, sorry. Hard to read while all this is going on. I try my best, but this battle shall decide thy fate. Canst thou wither mine awakened ire? Thy judgment is nigh. To me, mine arbiters! That is fast. I'm mostly progressing fast because of the fact that I'm DPSing too damn hard from being overpowered. Okay, I think it's there. Art thou truly of man? Thy strength exceeds mine expectations. Oh, he's impressed. Say job done, right? Phew! And we did it! I love that backflip. Here though. All done.
taken thy measure, bringer of light.
Did I pass?
And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one.
Enjoy the show? From however far away you were?
In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Hi. That dude's falling asleep. He was nodding off there. He was like, standing guard can be boring, huh? Lieutenant Starcrest, you have returned. Dare I ask how Ramu received your visit? Well, we ended up fighting anyway, but it was actually kind of a diplomatic conclusion in the end. He challenged you to a test of arms? It is well then that you have some experience in such matters. Yeah, no shit. The peoples of both Gridania and Little Solace will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has escaped you, or has accepted you as a forest champion of peace. Yeah, I feel kind of honored actually. You have performed a monumental duty this day, Lieutenant Starcrest. The Elder Seeds here must be informed of your deeds at once. I'll go tell her, I guess. Or I guess you will. What little gods are made... Yeah, what little gods are made of. The Elder Seeds here will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The conjurer at Nofika's altar will be expecting you. Fare you well, Lieutenant Starcrest. Never mind, I guess I will be the one to tell her then. Fair enough. Whatever. Welcome back, honored Scion. We who knew of your mission have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seeds here await you within. Let's be about it then. I fancy my presence was more help than hindrance during our troubles with Leviathan, but this time around... Well, even I have my off days. Yeah, sure. God damn it, I was trying to target Papalima. Ah, the hero of the hour. Let us not keep the Elder Seeds here, waiting. You said it. You should have seen Maxia when we got back to Little Solace. Grateful is an understatement. I thought he was going to shake Papalima's hand off. So it seemed that Ida's appraisal of the situation held some merit after all. Mayhap I should not be so swift to discount her intuition. Yeah, there you go. The more you know.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
Don't worry, Mamikane, there's plenty of ways you can repay me. I can think of some.
Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
I'm just thinking to myself, don't worry, we can come to some kind of arrangement. I'm sure. Being a fucking creep again. Alright, anyway. Thancred, you're rubbing off on me. No, even he wouldn't do that shit. So it seemed that Ida's appraisal of the situation held some merit after all. Mayhap I should not be so swift to discount her intuition. Oh, she's still saying the same thing as in there. Okay. Are you saying the same shit too? Yeah. And you? Yep. Nothing new then. Alright. We're gonna take these off too, but whatever. Thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Leon? I'd hoped Lord Ramuh could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the Primal's sudden challenge. And it seems that Urianger too was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Leon? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? Sure. Like I said, I wasn't as crazy as Leviathan. I didn't feel like I was going on a fucking suicide mission. As some kind of sacrificial lamb to you people. That felt like a little bit more, dare I say, civilized combat, if that's even possible of being a thing. Not really, but... whatever you want to call it. I welcome it. What would they say? Hey, Mr. Leon, what's a Ramu? Is it cute and fluffy like a horse bird? Well, his beard is. It's so fucking thick it covers his entire mouth, you can't even see it. Goes all the way to the ground and shit. Welcome back, Leon. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramu precedes you. Excuse me, I would fain share news of mine own, but Urianger's discoveries must take precedence. Excuse me again. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Levin, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior. Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls.
Reincarnation, just like FF13.
Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life.
And FF7, of course.
Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
More akin to FF7, honestly. The way it's done here.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin Elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady.
I like
Only
it.
when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Oh my god. Reminds me of that room where all the Xehanorts stand in Kingdom Hearts. Legion of Doom over here. Oh fuck. This one is not voiced, I gotta do it myself. Egorim. The Lord of Levin is returned to the ether, as was Leviathan before him. Nabrialis. Ramuh's acquiescence was most intriguing. Amarylolith. Or Ameloloth. I don't know if that's a silent L there. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin. All have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. Ultima. The limitless potential of man. Eidolon's servant grows mightier by the day. Elidibus. Yet he prospers at great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all too finite. Excuse me. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wane. Or wan. 7 times. Rejoining. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. You want me to get stronger? And that is a task to which we bend our every effort. There's La Habrea. Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. That which was shattered. Is that a statue of Zodiac? I assume so. Hmm. 7 times. 7 times resisted the rejoining, but their souls weaken. That which was shattered shall be born anew, or shall be remade anew. Shattered and rejoining. Guardian of Eorzea. Filler quest time! Hopefully not too many, but it's basically what this is. Now that the matter of Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest, there is something I would show you, Leon. It is a letter of thanks, signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all of the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogulmog XII, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. I like how the Ascians didn't even mention the Moogle. Primal, I guess. They didn't even acknowledge it. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all. You're looking at him, right? And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. Stands to reason, I guess. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Leon, and Eorzea is that much the safer for your presence. A neutral face for once. I like it. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own. Yeah, Ramuh was talking about that. And that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow. And there is no greater gift. True enough. One more day above water, or, well, one more day above ground is a victory. Even if just this one. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. True. We've made a lot of friends along the way, yeah? Of the sylphs of Little Solace, who wish not of conflict. of Alize, who strives to unearth the terrible secrets of the Calamity. Kind of goes still a little bit before the end of the Calls of Bahamut storyline. You could say after, too, and we just kept it a secret, but... And then there is Sid, in the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Allag that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. Referencing the Crystal Tower raid series. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. This is 2.3 now, right? So yeah, this is before the Bahamut raids and the Crystal Tower Siege were concluded. Or, raids. What did I say? Siege? So yeah, that's why she's talking about them as if they're still ongoing things. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians. And combat it we shall. You said it. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time? Alfino. Alfino! I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. Ah, I have a message for you from or Ellie, however you say it. Do you recall the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Oh, thank goodness. Jesus. Finally a happy ending for once. Why, Alfino, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Relax, dude, she's teasing you. Leon, you have been away from Revenant's Soul for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Okay. Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozan was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Sure. Why not? I realize that you must be quite tired from your travails, but I would most appreciate it if you could find a moment to speak to young Yozan. He has been through much in his own right, I am sure. After we parted in Ul'dah, I paid a visit to the refugees. Though a fundamental solution remains far off, I believe that at the very least there should be no armed uprisings in the near future. I am given to understand that you resolved the matter of Ramuh. I will ask Minfilia for a full report when next we speak. You have done well, Leon. Excuse me. Thanks, buddy. All in a day's work. For now. Shun. Yozan's always been the strongest of us, but even he's no match for Koharu when she's mad. If I were as big as a mountain and strong as a bear like Mr. Boulder is, maybe I would like fighting more. Koharu? Are you taking a rest too? Promise you'll play with us again soon. That game of hide-and-seek in Vesper Bay was the most fun I've had in forever. Mr. Boulder, huh? I guess I haven't really talked to these guys in a bit. Let's ask around before we start talking to Yozan. The storm has passed and a moment's quietude is ours. Tataru is using her newfound time to further her studies, and I would follow her example. If living in Eorzea has taught us anything at all, it's that such restful moments are fleeting. Dark clouds ever stir anew on the horizon. True enough. With the Doman younglings dashing around hither and yon, there's hardly a moment of peace to be had. That said, traveling with Ida, it's not as if I knew much peace to begin with. Damn. It chirps. Speaking of Ida. I told Lamin all about our adventures in the Silklands, fake Thancred and all. You won't tell the real Thancred, will you? My lips is sealed. I do not know where we would be without Higuri. The girl has worked tirelessly for us every day since her arrival. Do you suppose all Doman women are so diligent? I don't know. Do you hear? I don't see her, so I don't think at the moment. The water. Despite all the hardships they have faced, the younglings pursue their training with great zeal. We older ones would do well to follow their example. Alternate? Ah, Leon. Care to watch the lessons before you journey on your way? I dare say your presence would go far to inspire the younglings. It seems like that's what I might end up doing, actually. Goes on. Many of my countrymen have found... Sorry, moved too much. Work as frontier hands, helping to transport supplies and continue the expansion of Remnant's Toll. I have been tasked with keeping the equipment here in good repair. It is not particularly glamorous work, but I would help in whatever way I can. Good on you. Oh, there's Higuri. 137, 138, 130... Oh, hello there. I've been charged with keeping inventory. Lamin tells me it's a vitally important... Oh, dear. I seem to have lost count. My chat just refreshed. I hope that doesn't mean I'm having connection issues and part of my stream was cut there. But, I don't know. Never is a woman more lovely than when she's hard at work, I say. A wild rose, strong and beautiful, blooming tall in the face of the frozen winds. Quite the bard, aren't you? So you creeping on Higuri here now too? Just like with Lamin earlier, before you actually got the courage, the liquid courage to start talking to her with the beer and everything. Ori Boulder, what's up, dude? Repetition and routine begets skill. Skill begets confidence. I would do what I can to see the Domans regain their strength of will. Good on you, man. Keep up the good work. I'm gonna go talk to Yodon now. What's up, kid? Been a while. Look, it's Mr. Leon. He's back from his adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals and that they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Mr. Leon? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. What's all this commotion then? Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonut, did you know that Mr. Leon is back? I'm standing right here. So it would seem. Welcome home, Leon. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltonut. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. Ugh, I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore. We are adventurers! And we were just asking Mr. Leon if he could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside him, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordono are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. True enough, they're the highest level around here. Around here meaning in Eorzea. Or at least, the areas we have access to right now. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Leon? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Holy shit, brave words. Ori, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, mayhaps I am. But what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson. Convenient. What say you, Leon? Would you consent to spar with me? Sure. I don't see why not. Hurrah! We're to have a tournament! Come on, everyone, we must prepare our gear for an outing. Do try not to disappoint them, Have faith, Coltonet. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. So turn we to heroes of conscience unstained. May all stop at naught till what's lost is regained. Oh, hello again. Lamin has been teaching me some Eorzean ballads. Though I hail from a faraway land, there is something about music that truly transcends borders. True? Igori has told me about a doman tea with the most remarkable fragrance. What I would not give to taste it for myself. Ah, when cultures meet and, start intermingling. It's nice. Nothing warms me inside quite like Higori's tea. Truly it is salve for the body and soul. Alright, this. Mr. Leon is here! Let the battle begin! As we left the Rising Stones, Mr. Thancred asked us where we were going. I told him we were off to watch you and Mr. Boulder fight, and he looked very surprised. I hope we haven't made him cross. Is sparring dangerous? I don't think I want to see anyone else being hurt. We had a master of lessons back in Doma, and the way he taught us was very different from Mr. Boulder. I'm not sure which way is better, but I think I like them both. It was good of you to agree to this, Leon. I trust you are ready to begin? Hold on, I forgot to talk to Coltonet. Since becoming a scion, I have had much opportunity to hear news of your epic deeds. I must confess, then, that my excitement rivals that of the children's at the prospect of seeing you in action firsthand. Alright. Y'all want a show? Let's give them a show, Hori. Now I'm ready. Well, let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Hori? Are you certain you wish to fight him alone? That is Leon you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Leon to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear that the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Hello! You haven't begun yet, have you? Who's this? Hey! Thancred and Ida came to watch. Ida! What? Who are all these people? Word spread, didn't it? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there are still more to come. When I mentioned Leon's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Oh, excuse me, why my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison, excuse me. You'd best claim victory, Bringer of Light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall soon see. On your guard! Alright. Win the sparring match. Day and night I've honed my skills. Now comes the time to test them. Let's do it. This should be interesting. No holding back now, Scions. We're trading blows. Take him, he's open! Ugh, such power! The tails barely do you justice. Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? It's not over yet. It can't be. Aye, the children have the right of it. Ultimate the cultured. 'Tis time I joined the fray. On your feet, Tori. Alright, let's go then. Spirits without. Alright, you're gonna be part of it. I must admit defeat was an honor and a privilege. Oh no! He looks hurt! Mr. Leon is so strong, but you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. Can't disappoint the younglings. Oh, Fury! Never have I faced such strength, but the lesson must continue. It is your example I follow. Surrender not to the implacable foe. There you go, that's the spirit, dude. And he's not surrendering. Well fought, Tori. You didn't give up. Till the last. You have bested me. I yield. That was incredible! He beat them both at the same time! We knew you couldn't lose, Leon. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. Damn. I've become quite the role model for these people, haven't I? I didn't even know it. I was just doing my thing. Like I always do. Impressive as always, Leon. It is ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when first we met? It was at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartano. Yep. How could I forget? At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why Grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought the Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue Grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. "'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible." "Really?" "'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people. These wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffered blow after terrible blow only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day." Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe Grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I, too, will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the Scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. Oh, really? What do you propose? No. What is needed to tackle the roots of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stone. Right on. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Nice little shot of the crystal tower there. I'm gonna be right back just a second. Actually, I got a better idea before I leave. Where is it? Oh damn, the weather sucks, but I wanted to leave a view of what's it called? Silver Tier Lake with that shot of Midgard Sormer on wrapped around the Agrius. Whatever, I guess this works, right? Alright, I'll be right back. It won't be too long. Alright, I'm back. Too bad the weather didn't clear up, but... Oh! The music though, right? With the primal threat presently subdued, now is the perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Alfino has long been laying the groundwork for this organization of his, and he looks to you to help turn his proposal into reality. Pray lend him what aid you can. Okay. Thank you for coming, Leon. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. What do you got? Recruiting the realm. Oh shit, did I take off my shades? I don't think I did. Nope. Excuse me. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land, and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Okay. Yet, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation according to the Scions. 'Tis my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, 'tis yet necessary that I revisit the three leaders again. I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. I'm not going to complain there, dude. I'd rather do that than what you're about to do. Thank you. It is reassuring indeed to know that the Bringer of Light and his discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. Alright. Ah, there you are. I am ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral Blufuswin. While the Admiral and I are finalizing our permissory boundaries and signing parchments, I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, 'tis of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needn't range into the countryside, the upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you are satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Alright. Okay, so 2 up there, 3 down south. See if we can use Aetheryte sufficiently here. From where we are, well, first of all, we gotta move up before. And then we'll end up there from where we are now. If we use the aft castle Aetheryte, we can teleport here and get these 2. And either just come back the long way or use that. And teleport 2 back to the aft castle and get the rest. Or do it in reverse order. Okay. Oh, this one. No matter which way I go first, I gotta go this way to get to that Aetheryte. Now there's someone we haven't seen in a while. Roswin. Y'all remember her, right? From 1.0? She was the leader of the... What were they called again? The Sea Sirens or something? Eh? Who in the bloody hells do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodden knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking on that dandy Carvalan's door. Okay. What do you say? Captain Roswind led the Sanguine Sirens, there we go. The Sanguine Sirens. To the top of the food chain here in Limsa. You want to join the meanest crew on the sea, then you'd best bloody your cutlass and thicken your hide. Okay. Precursor to a united Eorzean Grand Company? While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at Naldic and Vermelis keep me close to the forge. I have not the time to be traipsing hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. Duly noted. Such a festive atmosphere the city-states have right now, right? Hatching Tide event or whatever it's called. Really? Hey, it's you! Well, if it ain't Leon, I'd not forget a venturer brave enough or daft enough to seek the shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You remember old Rio, don't you? Of course I do. Formerly the Grand Company of Heroes, or the Company of Heroes, sorry. 3 whistles at Bronze Lake. Aye, it ain't often I drag me ass out to Limsa for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare you these days? You looking to put together a new crew? Top tier work? Ha, sounds like a right lark it does. Alrighty, lad, count me in. The heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into me grave just yet. Nice. One of the company of buffoons is gonna join us. But he's actually kinda cool. I like that guy. He doesn't seem as much of a joke as the other guys. Gonna do that. Master Alfino's new organization? Yes, I had heard the formation of his trial company was in the offing. 'Tis with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa Lominsa must needs receive my full attention. I kind of expected as much, but it doesn't hurt to ask, you know? To quote the famous words of Ashley at the end of Resident Evil 4. Oh, went too far. Carvalan. Or Carvalan, I don't know how you say it. An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity? I must say, your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens well know that there is a time to act and a time to watch. And I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. Alright. Well, I tried. Go this way. The Bismarck. I like the name. Wait, where is it? Airship landing, okay. Leon, your recruiting went well, I trust? I'm curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa Lominsa. Ah, a member of the legendary company of heroes indicated his interest? Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seedseer proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nothika's altar. Okay. Might as well. Alright. I forgot to enable skipping transportation scenes. Since we've already seen most of them. Well, we've pretty much seen all of them. Phew. My audience with the Elder Seedseer is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more see to the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Okay. Kiddo. Laurentius, there's a familiar name. Oh gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Oh, they let you out of jail, did they? Eh? Could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, Laurentius, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler and a regular patron at Buscaran's. Yeah, I remember you. Who? I like that you can answer like that. Who? Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if jail had changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? And what is your policy on reformed convicts? As matters stand, the Wood Whalers will have not more to do with me. This may be just the second chance I was looking for. Revenant's toll, you say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this, I promise you. I am a changed man. Oh, damn it. Really? Oh. Okay, Lancer's Guild would be fastest. Tis not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited, and this company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise. But its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organization is more organized. Damn. Harsh but honest. Excuse me. The only person I know over here is this guy. Persondom. You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions? I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young master, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. Yeah, I figured. Still, I figured why not. is Lady Amandine. Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry. We were just... Oh, Leon, isn't it? It has been some time since our paths crossed outside of Copperbell Mines. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then, but look how far you've come. Mother Mion tells me 'twas you who felled the fearsome Black Wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of a new order? Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Good? Yes. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen... what's his name? Isildar safely home. I gotta say, if we met her before, I don't remember her. Her name sounds very familiar though. I feel like I do remember her name, but I don't remember who she was or what the fuck. Copperbell Mines. Maybe some random NPC I didn't talk to when I was going through that. My back is perfectly fine, I tell you. You'll have to tie me to my bed if you think to prevent me from... Oh. Well, mayhaps I will rest for just a short while. Yeah. You get a pain like that, it's very alarming. I've had those before. You're just like, oh shit. I better take it easy. Or I hurt myself really bad. Permanently. Airship landing. What news, Leon? For my part, the Elder Seeds here was most amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer? Our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Nice pun, dude. Click my Gardania. Shall we strike into Ul'dah whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Okay. Ul'dah Steps of Null. Well, since I'm here, might as well take the cheaper way. Why not, right? Ooh, went the wrong way. Ul'dah, the gilded city, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Leon. Alright. Steps of Thal, huh? Alright. Start down there. Oh! Will Red. Wait, I remember this guy. Wait, you're the man who came to Little Alameda looking for that masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't? I'd probably be dead and a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. Any road, that disaster really got me to thinking. About our homeland and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated and vowed to make of myself a more worldly man. So here I am. A new company of champions? And you say it will take me to all corners of the realm? That sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I've prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Look at that, successful recruit right off the bat. It's looking good. Good to know he's decided to change his ways, huh? Let's go to the Miners Guild next. Person! I remember you. Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me, perchance? I am Urson of the Church of Saint Adama Landama. I remember you. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on Drybone's less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion, Bankred, wasn't it? No, not today. Ah, 'tis new companions you seek then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. Yeah, I figured, but I at least wanted to extend the invitation. Yellow Moon. I'm sorry? You wish to recruit me? Is this some new-fashioned manner of propositioning a lady? Well, I'm afraid you are wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, sir. Jesus Christ, alright, I wasn't trying to hit on you. Oh, it's actually, this one's a little closer. A company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire? Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next stall over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. Alright. Fair enough. Fucking auto-run. Lambert. Ain't not for you here, but a knife in the gut. I told you this alleyway was scary. I wasn't just talking about the players because we're in Balmung, alright? I was talking about the NPCs as well. It's the hood over here. Aye, you'd be surprised what rumors drift down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours, just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin. By syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, you're a bigger fool than I took you for. That's the first I'm hearing about that. Now I'm trying to figure out how many of these characters are NPCs and how many of them are players. It's a fun little challenge when you have name tags turned off, isn't it? Sometimes it's obvious, but other times not so much. Royal Promenade is actually... Where the fuck is it? There it is, Chamber of Rules. Alfino, you have some explaining to do. What is this about the Syndicate being our funders? How fared you, Leon? What hidden gems did the streets of Ul'dah offer up to your unrelenting gaze? Well, I got Wilred, but this other guy said something concerning. A single Alamigan youth? Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge, nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Leon. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over. The documents signed and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. That face, it's like, yeah, it's what I was thinking about earlier. The Syndicate being our financiers? Is that a good idea? You are concerned by the Syndicate's involvement? As was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. Okay. So you're rich, but not that rich, is what you're saying. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for a united Eorzea. Nice pun again, dude. This guy talks with poetry like Urianger, but with less complicated words. Oh, that's a beautiful view of Ul'dah. Or its like main building here. It's amazing at night. Off we go, I guess. Anonymous, seeing us off, I guess.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
That's what I'm worried about, too.
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing?
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
She feels incredibly helpless. To be in a position of perceived power and yet not be able to do anything to those who are supposedly beneath you, but as evidence, they're obviously not. The frustration of seeing someone so powerful that they're basically above the law and you can't do anything to punish them for something that they clearly and obviously did wrong. Oh. Tale as old as time. When it comes to the rich and wealthy, it's really, really hard to bring about so-called justice, even when they're caught with their pants down. In his case, pants weren't down far enough for a conviction. You guys all drinking booze over here? What's going on? I can't wait for Alfino to start his new company. I love making new friends. I fear Ida's boundless optimism is beginning to affect my better judgment, and your tendency to triumph against the most terrible of foes is certainly not helping matters. Come on, let's just all be optimistic for once, Istola. I wish Ida were not so eager to look to the future when we have so many problems in the here and now. Your bout with Hoary Boulder was more stirring than 100 lines of my most passionate poetry. Mayhaps I should arrange a sparring match of my own. Go for it, dude. Our Doman farming methods have been adopted here on the frontier. It's too early yet to know if they will prove to be effective. Well, good luck with that. What are you two up to? This place has become as a hive, and its bees flit about in constant motion. Perhaps a soothing pot of tea will coax one or two to alight and take a moment's rest. It is not enough that I am here for my daughter. I must do what little I can to help you all succeed in your monumental tasks. Okay. We appreciate you, Lemon. With the primal threat presently subdued, now is the perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Ah, right, that's what she said last time. Still hasn't changed her tune. And you, Alfino? Huh. That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Leon. I am certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free for other duties. Speaking of which... heretical harassment. Greetings, Leon. Alfino told me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alfino to see that all is in readiness, but I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slathborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there is aught he requires? Sure. Hey man, you tired of greeting new people yet? What can I do for you, Leon? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. Ha! I barely noticed your recruits arrive. 'Twas barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. That bad, huh? Damn. While I appreciate your offer to aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Don't worry about it, I'm fine. Slathborn! The shipment! We couldn't... What the hell's going on? Gods, woman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. They were many. Too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There is naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest, and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. They're right next to us, too. Whence did these supplies originate? Excuse me, House Fort Tom. We collected the provisions from Count Dragonhead proper. Excuse me again? Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Leon, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Fort Tom? I am, actually. I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. You can count on me, dude. Thank you for your understanding. I am certain Lord Parshfon will be glad of your assistance. I haven't seen that guy in a while, yeah. It'd be fun to catch up. I've never so completely failed in a task, but those heretics, they fell upon us like windtree demons. Don't be too hard on yourself. I will send a missive to Camp Dragonhead and let Lord Parshfon know of the attack, as well as your impending arrival. Fair fortune go with you, Leon. Whew. There we go. Parshfon, what's up, man? Well, if it isn't my fine friend Leon Starcrest. Would you care for a plate of roast caracal? Some mulled wine? No? No, but thanks for the hospitality. That's actually very kind of you, man. Good to see you, too. Ah, I see you have not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was in fact on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. Nope. When the cold sets in.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurth's soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fort Tom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait?
Sure.
Halone's blessings be upon you. Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Wow, that dude really likes me. That last line, if I didn't know any better, I'd say he was hitting on me almost. What a kind dude. Furtive bands of men have been spied by patrols out of Whitebrim Front. Mayhaps Lord Drumlow will know more of the brazen heretics we seek. Alright, we'll go find out. Haven't done that in a while. It has been a long time since we last were here, right? Looking for Sid's airship, the Enterprise, and all that. Leon, welcome, welcome. You'll be pleased to know that the repairs to Stone Vigil proceed apace. We shall rebuild sure and strong, that the Dravanians might batter themselves senseless against our shield in the west. I would venture, however, that matters of masonry are not what brought you to Whitebrim. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabout have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly without warning and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims? As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a traitor was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. That comment I made earlier about, like, Harshfond probably hitting on me or something was because of the way he emphasized the whole, you'll find, a welcome hearth and home or whatever when you come back or something. He's, like, very emphatic. So I was subtle there, but I was like, damn, this guy really likes me. This place is fucked. You never know if it's down there or up here. And then there's 2 floors here. So you gotta resume the search all over again. Jesus. There he is. Mistreated merchant. Tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course. I am quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route to Whitebrim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground, and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. 'Twas then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze, and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Jesus! Before darkness claimed me. However, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Yeah, if he hit you with a mace, it is a miracle you're still alive. Holy shit. A mace. Shit! Another victim. There they are. My life belongs to the lady. The cold salves my pain. Wow, they are very devout followers, aren't they? Ah! Draw your weapon, foul... Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You are come-seeking heretics? Yeah. Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in this ravine. And yet they are gone. Vanished like icy wraith. Sharp eyes, huh? He was like, I saw someone there. I saw him out in the field. Still, that scene was better suited without these, so it's probably a good thing I didn't put them on. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff? Could it be Iceheart herself came to sneer at our folly? Come to sneer at our folly? And to where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall. Some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. 'Twould be best were we to return to Whiteburn Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillmont. You were saying? There we go. Leon, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest, that they should be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Harshfawn of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. I'm back, buddy.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
The awkward look that Leon gave him.
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Telling you, the way he carries himself around us, I think he's got a thing for us. I think Leon felt it too, that's why he was kind of like, he just looked at him like, he gave this look like, what? Very subtle, this guy. Pray tell the frontier hands to fret not over stolen supplies. 'Tis but a pittance compared to the rewards we shall reap for having a solid stronghold in Mordona. Alright. Back to Mordona it is then. Be around, Harshfont. I smiled at him. Leon, 'tis good to see you return to the toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Krethis? Also the shirtless dudes in the background. I wonder if they train like that just to, try to get mentally fortified against the cold. Even though they're inside, it's technically still pretty cold in that area. Or if it's for another reason. Still. I mean, I guess that is the best way to avoid sweat, and you don't want to go back outside when you're all sweaty when it's that cold, because then it freezes to you and ooh. Oh, that's no good at all. Sweating in the cold? No. Leon, 'tis good to see you return to the toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Krethis? House Fort Tom is to send us a second shipment? I must send thanks to Lord Harshfont for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alfino's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. Right on. Anyway, this is the point where I take a little break before I come back to wrap up the stream with another hour-ish of streaming, I guess, yeah. So I'll be right back in about 5-10 minutes.